Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you see the moose has been down here checking out our work?
No.
There's tracks behind you, and then he scooted this way and went off over there. Wasn't a huge one.
I was gonna say it looks like a smaller moose.
But he was over here.
They like to keep an eye on us for sure.
They do. So today should be the final day of getting this prepped and ready for concrete. We gotta get the rebar picked up and on its chairs. Gonna go around, straighten it all off, level it off, backfill it with the sand, and we already got the confirmation this morning for concrete. So we are good to go with that. We just gotta finish the prep work here, and I'm excited.
Gotta put down our little cones, maybe put some more ties on, and I think we're gonna be ready.
Hope so. We do have more rain coming in the forecast. I'm hoping we don't get it, but even if we do, I think we're in a good spot. We're nice and high and dry where all the stone is. The slab area is holding up good. My just concern is this area with the cement trucks, but everything seems really good. We got a lot of stone here. It's all running away, so I don't think they'll have a problem as long as they stay on the stone. So when the concrete drivers come, I'm gonna have to tell them, don't get off the stone with your trucks, because then we'll be in trouble.
What about if it's raining when we're pouring concrete? Does that matter?
No.
It doesn't?
Nope.
Okay.
So these are the plastic chairs that we like using for holding our rebar. A lot of people will either put like a brick under the rebar to hold it up. I think these are cheaper than doing that, and they kind of hold it a little bit more secure. Or other people will leave the rebar in place like this, and then when they pour it, they go around with like a metal hook, and then they pull it up and kind of try to get it into the center of the concrete. Personally, I don't want to do that with the PEX being in there, because if we grab a PEX hose, pull it up and just mess it all up would not be good. So I like these. We used these last time and they just kind of sit there nicely. They got a big enough opening where they sit around that little gear, so it'll keep that right where it needs to be.
Oh, you squished it.
It squashed, that's okay, as long as it's held up some. I didn't do it. I just didn't like all the weight, I guess. Something.
I don't remember that ever happening when we did it last time.
No, me neither. You want to make sure your rebar is in the center so that the rebar will give your concrete more strength. If you leave your rebar down low, you're not going to get the strength that you would it being in the center.
And even though it's not hard work to go ahead and lay the rebar or tie it up, it's a lot of work and time consuming, and it's kind of hard on your body a little bit, being kind of bent over the whole time. So we want to make sure that rebar does what it's supposed to do.
Right.
So putting these little cones and another little extra step, but it's going to be worth it, and that's not hard either. We're almost ready for the concrete. I think we're going to be all set to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, you know what happens after concrete? Then everything really starts moving, and this building will be up before you know it. Sun is really starting to come out now, and you can hear the concrete heat starting to heat up.
It sounds like rain.
Right? Funny how fast you can use these pieces up. We have all of our chairs used up. It is looking good. We gotta go around and tie up a few more spots, and we're just gonna eyeball it. We're just walking around making sure everything is good, and it's looking like it. Then we'll have to go around and adjust the forms, but let's get this all tied up, and then that part will be done. Looks like you're having so much fun out there, you just can't stop.
Can't stop. I had a few left in my hand. I had to use them up.
All right, so now I want to go around and anywhere it's sagged or settled, like right here on the edge, it's not, I don't know, it's like a 1/4 inch lower. I want to lift this up. I got a few more stakes, stake it off a little bit better, and then we will level out the sand and get this all ready for when the concrete shows up. The front's a little low, and then I see a little bit of a sag over there, but really, it's not too bad. I'm not surprised with all the rain we've gotten. Right here, let's get lifted up just a whisker. All right, let me put one more down there. I don't like that bow. Let's see if we can straighten that out a little bit, but level-wise, it is good. Yeah, that'll work right there. This sand is so saturated with water. I don't know why that would be. Looking really good. That side's done. This front's nice and straight. It has a bow down in the center, which I'm not surprised. So it's only like maybe a 1/4 inch. But I want to try to get that out, or I want to get it out. Put a few more stakes in it. There we go. I had a feeling it was going to sag. That's why I didn't go around and get it perfect. I knew it was going to be a couple of weeks before we got the concrete poured, and we were getting a lot of rain. So if anything settled, I just wanted to let it do its thing and then go back and fix it like we are. All right, so down here, we gotta jack it up a whisker, and then I'll put another stake in like there, and that'll do it for this side. It actually held up a lot better than I thought it would with all the rain we've been getting. All right, that takes care of that. Got a little bit of sand on top, but we're gonna get some rain. It'll most likely get washed off. I'll check it the morning they come to pour, make sure everything is nice and level still. I feel good. We are ready for concrete. Figured I better check the corners, and we are right on the money. So I am happy with that. Everything is nice and straight to the string. The corners are all level. That is perfect. We are ready for concrete. I like that. All right, I did forget one step we need to do. We need to go around and put some grade stakes in the center and mark the grade of where the concrete's gonna be. So that way when we're pouring concrete, we're not eyeballing it. We'll have marks. We're gonna put 4 stakes out so that way we can screed all out in the center to the marks without having to do it with our eyeball. So it should get it a lot flatter. So we gotta make sure we get that done, because if we don't do it now, we'll most likely forget on the day of pouring, because that's what happens. Once the concrete trucks get here, it's just like, boom, you gotta get to work. And then once the concrete is down, it just goes fast because everything starts drying.
Did we do that with our house?
No, we didn't put grade stakes in, but we had a bunch of plumbing, and I marked it on all the plumbing.
Oh, I do remember that now, yep.
So I wanna mark like every 13.5 feet and then run a string this way and then this way, and where they intersect is where we'll put our grade stakes. And the reason we're doing it every like 13.5 feet is we want to be able to make sure we can use like a 2x4 that's 16 foot long to do the screeding.
So how many stakes do you think will be?
4.
So will we be really ready after this?
I believe so.
We have everything done after we put this grade stakes in.
Yep, we'll just have to double check everything come the morning of the pour. Make sure nothing shifted. Like right now we got a couple of, at least one piece of PEX that has popped up. And that's most likely just popped up because all of the sun. So.
Yeah, if you hear little, it sounds like rain falling or hail or something. It's just the heat is making all the noises. So it does heat up in the sun for sure, and that plastic coating that's on it, or the wrap, whatever it is, it heats up and makes that noise the whole time. So even when it's not raining, it sounds like it's raining down here. You have that piece of PEX right there that lifted up. So we gotta fix.
A couple of those bend corners have. We'll just push them down the morning of the pour. If we push them in now, they'll probably just pop right back up anyways. I think I got some sand in my tape measure, or mud. I don't like to reel up. Makes me think of the movie Matrix, trying to walk in between everything.
You look so green. You look so green.
Do I look a little ill? Or do I look like the Hulk?
Yeah, the Hulk.
Get out of here, mister. All right, so that is roughly level. It's probably got a little bit of a sag, so it's probably like an 1/8 inch down, but I'm gonna measure 13 feet in from each way. I'll slide over there because that's where my stake and hammers are, and we'll get one in place, and I'll come back to this end and do the same.
You need to hold that.
All right, now you go down this way. I think the line slacked up a little bit, so we'll put the stakes in for now and then we'll get the right elevation. I'm going to use the transit to set the grade on the grade stakes. I want to just make sure we get the right reference mark. So I'm going to go ahead and mark where that is on our grade stakes, and I want it to fall where we have a screw hole, and then we can have the screw head or nail head, whatever you want to use, the height of what we need. That's pretty much right there. So going by the string, it looked like that. That's how far off that is. I was looking at it, I'm like, that string's not right. So I'll just tap that down a whisker, and that's gonna be right on. So the bottom of that screw is where we need to be. So let's do this front one. We're about a quarter of an inch off right now. Gotta make a new hole. I went too far. Right there. Perfect. I like it.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't go by the string because we'd have a pretty saggy floor that'd probably hold some water.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to just verify. I'm gonna run the string on that side again, just because it gives us a straight line to run in. And when we're hammering it, it gives me an idea, a reference of where to get the hole to, and then just double check it with this. I know they say you can use a string to check level, but we did a string when we did the greenhouse and it bit us in the butt a couple of times going a long distance like this. So I learned my lesson to don't trust the string exactly, because it always is gonna have a sag in it. All right on the money. Now I can take all of our strings down. Right on the money. All right, I've just been spending like the last half hour going around checking all of the grade with the transit. Everything is looking good, but the more and more you look at it, the more and more it looks a little off. I think what's really happening is the crete heat is expanding and doing like waves and stuff like that right now. So if you go and walk on it, it goes down and up. So once we stop pouring the concrete, we'll be good. I just gotta get to the point where I'm like, nope, it's good. We verified everything like 500 times. We just need to wait till the concrete pouring day. So I am happy where this is at. Everything is looking good. The more you stare at it, the more your eyeball gets off because there's so many different lines going on. So I am excited for concrete day. And it looks like the moose was climbing up here, checking everything out. And then it looks like we've had maybe 2 moose because over on this corner, it looks like you got some tiny little tracks and then you got some bigger tracks. So I'm wondering if we had a mother with her baby calf over here checking it out. I'm not sure. We almost need to put a game camera everywhere around the homestead. There's just so much wildlife activity around here. It's not even funny. Without making a huge mess, I want to see if I can drain this big puddle, and I don't really want to have a big deep trench. I'm hoping that'll do it because I don't want to really go any deeper than that. It seems to be draining it pretty good. It's pretty dry over here now, and back there is still flowing. We're supposed to be getting some more rain before the concrete comes. So I just want to make sure we can keep everything running away from the slab and then away from where we have the stone, so that way we don't have any muddy spots when the concrete trucks come. That's my big concern, is one of the concrete trucks having an issue. So keeping this all flowing away and out of here should be good. It's kind of hard to finish this grade when everything is muddy. So every time it just about gets ready to dry out so we can finish grading it off down here, we get another big rainstorm and then it gets muddy again and it goes on and on. We are close. You can actually see the water was all the way up to here. So it's gone down quite a bit. Yeah, I am happy with that. One of the nice things about coming out in the rain is you can check and see what's going on. One of the things I wanted to do with this road is to make sure that it was crowned, but most of the crown was going towards our ditch and away from down there because all the water coming down this road, because it's a hill, I'd rather have it going this way and into our ditch and then running down that way, where if it was all going this way, it'd be running down our bank and more water going down in here, making that wet and then going down in this area and flooding all that out. So I am happy to say that this is all going this way right to the ditch and going down that way and not to where our buildings are. We have enough water down there without it coming off of the road. So it's good to be able to check all this stuff and make sure it's working the way we want it to. Surprise, 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 we're getting more rain. But that ditch is running the water all out and away and then down that way is what I like to see. I don't know, seems like we live in a rainforest for quite a long time now. Yeah. So when we build, we try to make sure we build everything high and dry, and we want to make sure the water can run. And another thing we build for keeping in mind is we're in a northern climate, so we can get frost in the ground, and the frost in the ground can lift. So that's one of the reasons why we build this area up so high, because we want to make sure if there's frost in the ground, it's not going to go up higher than where our pad is and send water and everything into, or ice into, our area. So that's why one of the reasons we brought so much fill in, to raise this up a foot, and then the pad's going to be 6 inches. So this area is going to be 1.5 feet higher than anything else around, with everything else sloping. if that makes sense. And look at all that water. We've gotten a lot this morning. And we have it for the next couple of days. And then after that, concrete comes. So hopefully this all stays nice and dry. Thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. You guys are a huge blessing to us in our homestead. Hopefully the concrete trucks can get down here. We don't have any issues after all this rain we're getting. We're gonna find out. See you guys in the next video. Bye.